Emmy, beautiful Emmy, thank you.
Everybody's standing kind of close, so if I get loud and blow your eardrums out, I apologize ahead of time. First thing I'll say, I'm not exactly representative of most people coming from the United States, but what I will say is all of us in the U.S. Express just our wholehearted solidarity and love to all of you here. Team Assange London is just unequivocally the best. You guys are so amazing, and you've been here in this fight from the beginning, and you're such an inspiration for Assange activists around the world, especially in America. And I want to echo those sentiments because they've been said and reiterated many times, so trust me. Today is December 10th, International Human Rights Day. Of course, it's a great day to fight for Wikileaks, but I can't help but kind of despise this holiday because it was spearheaded by the United States and the United Kingdom. So, as much as we can and are using this holiday to actually fight for human rights for states like the US and the UK, it's more so representative of the hypocrisy that sits at the core of their states. So the UK, I'll start here. The UK, while it pretends to fight about human rights by honoring this quote-unquote holiday, its royal family and 1% stand to be enriched by centuries of colonialism from countries across the world, from Jamaica to Nigeria to India and all across the global south. The United States also stands to have its elites enriched from colonialism. The United States and the United Kingdom, both entirely complicit in police brutality and perpetrating police brutality against poor people and minorities, both complicit of letting people die out in the streets freezing in winter because for the pure reason that they don't have a shelter to sleep in, while they're sending weapons abroad to Ukraine and Israel to perpetrate their own genocides against minorities in their country. I didn't even scratch the surface, really. I didn't even get to the United Kingdom and the fact that there's still no justice for all those people that died in the Grenfell Tower, or the fact that there's still no justice for all the immigrants that come here and receive hate and harassment as the United Kingdom created the very conditions which forced them to flee their home, or in the United States, same exact problems. Yet, that hypocrisy that I was talking about, it's core to not just the United States and the United Kingdom, but every great power to exist, every empire to exist, and especially every great empire which wants Julian Assange to rot in that prison right behind us for the crime of exposing that hypocrisy, for the crime of leading us towards the truth, for the crime of exposing that all these facades that they put up are nothing more than facades to lend themselves legitimacy that they have no room to stand on. Julian Assange exposed, as terrible and important as war crimes are, WikiLeaks exposed not just war crimes. WikiLeaks exposed crimes of corruption. They exposed crimes of environmental corruption, of companies fighting for uranium rights in the Central African Republic, trying to escape any sort of environmental consequences they would reap from polluting the shit out of the environment. Sorry. They exposed how in Haiti, many of the US-backed mercenaries, aka gang leaders, were integrated into the police force following the murderous peacekeeping mission that the UN put up there. They exposed through Cablegate how Shell had so thoroughly infiltrated the Nigerian government to the point where in democratic cables they were literally bragging about it, and so many more crimes of corruption that lead us further towards the truth so we can actually begin holding these countries accountable, so that we can actually begin fighting for human rights, so that we can actually begin to stand up with the truth. Because knowing the truth, having that knowledge is so essential in our fight for freedom, and it's a right that we all have. It's a right that just that belongs to us, honestly, that every human is entitled. It is a human right. That right to journalism, that right to raise our voices for free speech and to share what's in our minds and to share that information among others. Julian is in prison for something like source protection, for something as simple as the act of journalism, as the act of sharing information via publishing it. And that's being called espionage. That act of sharing information is being deemed equal to giving a foreign enemy secrets. The public isn't the foreign enemy.
No.
Yeah, we're deemed so under the Espionage Act, and that again exposes the hypocrisy of these states. The same hypocrisy which allows Mike Pompous asshole to sit in a room and say, "Oh, I was the CIA director. We lied, we cheated, we stole."
Yes.
Meanwhile, Julian, who did nothing but expose the truth, is in prison right now, alongside other truth tellers and political prisoners from U.S., UK, Palestine to everywhere else in the world. And that's why we're here today, to actually fight for those human rights, because it's my belief, and I go back to this again, that your human rights, the right to water, the right to speak, the right to shelter, basic things like that, that's not something that can be legislated, much less by a soulless corporate body who stands on centuries of murderous colonization like the United States and the United Kingdom. The United States standing to gain international jurisdiction over journalism should Julian Assange be extradited, which unfortunately becomes closer and closer by the minute as compromised judges across the UK have not only rejected some of the legal team's appeals, but also accepted the US legal team's appeals. So, yeah, again, thanks everyone for coming today, and thanks for listening to me ramble on. We have so much love for you. I'll say one more thing right here. The only thing I want to say is, there's only one decision!
No extradition!
There's only one decision!
No extradition!
There's only one decision!
No extradition!
And journalism is not a crime from UK to Palestine! Hasta siempre, people, and thank you, Random Cars Honking, for us!
Thank you so much. Thank you. Wonderful. I would like to invite a representative of Amnesty International to come and share his message of solidarity with us. Very grateful to have you here today.